Perfect.
Okay, recording should be going now.
Sounds good. I participate in Zooms quite often. I just don't ever host them.
Okay, now can you share now?
I'm trying to. I'm clicking share. Hmm.
It should tell you which windows you
Okay.
Perfect. It worked.
Easy.
You can see it.
yeah, it's we see it now.
Yay. Okay. One. Well, no, I can't see. Um, well, no, I can't get to my Google. I'm so sorry.
Good. It happens. Technology.
I'm telling you. You have it all pulled up, ready to go. And then um it went away. There we go. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me this afternoon. And thank you for your patience while I go through technical difficulties. If you see me looking to the side, my camera's here. I have a monitor here. But I'm Kaylee Hunter, and I'm honored to present my EDS Capstone project from consumption to creation, empowering elementary learners through purposeful technology. As an elementary school media specialist, I occupy a really unique space in our school where I see the intersection of curriculum and digital tools every day. This project explores how we can intentionally design learning environments where technology serves as a bridge to higher order thinking. We want to ensure that our youngest learners are prepared for a digital landscape that demands innovation over imitation. And today I'll share a roadmap that maybe could help get us there. And I want us to move from a substitution mindset where a Chromebook is an expensive worksheet to a transformation mindset, turning our students from digital passengers to digital pilots. So, thank you for your time. And to start off with, this is my standards framework to ground in this work in a professional landscape. I look to the intersection of two critical frameworks, the ISTE standards and the AASL National School Library Standards. First, let's look at the ISTE, or the International Society of Technology and Education. These standards focus on our role as designers. ISTE challenges us to be more than just deliverers of content. It does a really good job of asking us to be intentional architects of digital environments. Specifically, the designer standard calls for us to create authentic activities that accommodate all learners. That is huge. That is such a developmentally appropriate process that we all need to think about as educators. This means we aren't just putting a PDF on a screen or leveraging our students to consume just what they have. This is unique features of technology that provide multiple entry points for student success. And then on the right, we have the AASL standards, the American Association of School Librarians. And these bring the library's specific inquiry focus into the classroom. The foundations of AASL are rooted in really two foundations: inquiry learning and creativity, or creating and curating. Inquiry means that our students aren't just going to memorize facts, they're identifying real world problems and using technology to strategize solutions. And curating is to bridge the
Did it get frozen?
Kaylee, I think you're frozen.
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost her.
Yes. Well, does she have, yeah, we chatted the link.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm. A pop.
Yes.
Yeah, I resume recording.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much. Power never goes out, but of course today. Okay, anyways, all right. I'm not really quite sure where it left off, so I'm going to start in the center. So I placed the center as student voice because they both overlap there. One of my district leaders shared during the needs analysis that standards provide the skeleton, but student voice is the heartbeat of a classroom. And when we align the technical design of ISTE and AASL together, we move away from a passive drill and kill software and towards a space where students truly find where they have a unique voice. We're meeting those rigorous professional benchmarks by ensuring that our tech is used for synthesis, not just compliance. Okay. All right, so my needs analysis. This was a really great learning opportunity for me. And it's the foundation of this plan. So I selected two specific participants to provide a 360-degree perspective of our district. Participant one was the district technology leader who oversees pre-K through 12 implementation and coaching. And this role offers a comprehensive perspective on alignment and sustainability innovation throughout the whole district. And participant two is an elementary school assistant principal who is on the front lines of a one-to-one environment of technology. And she provided a great building level perspective on developmental considerations and instructional challenges that teachers have. I wanted to bridge the gap between the big picture district vision and the school-wide the day-to-day classroom vision. The district technology leader provided a macro level, while the assistant principal kept us grounded in the elementary school specific challenges. And a critical finding that the district perspective is that we all have hit a plateau with technology. She noted that across pre-K through 12th classrooms, technology primarily focuses as a delivery and engagement tool rather than a means for innovation. And this quote was the aha moment for me in this project. It confirmed that while our district has been incredibly successful and innovative in providing the hardware, we haven't yet mastered the instructional roadmap to use those tools for student authorship. And both leaders agreed that while we have the devices, the technology, we need to refine our support to models with models to move students by simply not just clicking, but creating. And this analysis isn't just about identifying a problem, it's about validating the need as me as a media specialist to step in and lead an instructional as an instructional coach to facilitate this change. All right, my key finding from the needs analysis was the consumption gap. Research by Reich and Ido suggests that without intentional design, technology often reinforces passive learning patterns. While our access is equitable, our type of use is not. My leaders want to see collaborative problem solving, but they're currently seeing silent compliance on screens. Technology is currently functioning as a delivery device, which is what Warshauser describes as an electronic workbook. And I too see that daily. The district technology leader stated that students are more often interacting with pre-designed content rather than using technology to design or create. And to truly amplify creativity, students should engage in multimodal composition, which is a standard now. Imagine a second grader demonstrating their understanding of a concept rather by taking a multiple choice test or doing a voiceover of a digital artifact that they created. And it just makes the DOK level so much more in depth because the process of developing and analyzing that they can give that way rather than just regurgitating information is so much better. Okay, 1 second. That is a huge standard that's being met through creative demonstration, and there's not passive clicking, clicking, clicking. And we must move beyond traditional technology as a word processor and basic communicator and gaming device to diverse students in producing authentic work. Okay, my key finding number 2 was on the teacher side, their confidence barrier. The teacher confidence with technology varies in the pre-K through 12th grade environment, and they're heavily influenced by developmentally appropriateness. Both participants agreed that teachers are generally comfortable with the foundations. So on the green side, Google Classroom, Chromebooks, smart boards, anything that can display, they're very confident. But however, confidence decreases significantly when technology is expected to support student creation and authorship. Project-based learning and instructional redesign, they need assistance with. So whenever it's more, they need to take the technology and work it into their own lessons, recreating the wheel. That's where they hesitate. There's where they're very hesitant. The assistant principal noted that while upper elementary teachers may attempt collaborative projects, lower elementary relies heavily on technology for assessments and skill practice. And I do want to note that lower level, they do need heavily scaffolded lessons to create, but it can be done. The district leader emphasized that the teachers need to be comfortable with surface level use, but they require additional support to implement technology in transformative, student centered ways. And these challenges are particularly relevant in elementary schools, where teachers must balance the curriculum practices and pacing of the classroom management while learning new instructional approaches. So it's a tricky situation where they want to do it, but they don't want to mess up their curriculum and they don't necessarily have the time. Okay. All right. And strand 1. Okay. The purpose before the tools. In this plan, I use the ADDIE method of design and analysis, design, development, implement, and evaluation. I start with the analysis. What do my students need to master based on the Georgia Excellence Standards? And we must move away from the flashy technology trap that's just going to get them interested by picking an app first. So if the goal is persuasive writing, the tool could possibly be a podcast. If the tech doesn't support the outcome, it ends up just being a distraction. And creation shouldn't be an add-on or a fun Friday event. It should be the primary method of learning in the curriculum. For example, instead of answering multiple choice questions after reading a chapter in a book or on a topic, they could create a 30-second book trailer or a little movie clip or something. They're still covering the same standards, but the depth of knowledge, the DOK, is much higher. Research shows that students who manipulate and apply knowledge retain it longer. And if they understand the why well enough to build a digital model of something, they will certainly be able to recognize the what on a standardized test. We're shifting from learning the tool to using the tool to learn and ensuring that our tech is functional technology that serves as a learning goal purpose. All right, strand number 2 is creation and authentic voice. So creation is the heart of strand 2. We often underestimate what an elementary student can produce, and we want to move from passive users to active authors. When we give a child a green screen or a podcast or a mic to tell a story as to an authentic audience, the quality of their inquiry increases. Students want to be creative. They want to learn. They want to put their input. They want to put their taste on something. This can also make learning it makes it a little more cheat proof to AI. It's much harder for an algorithm to replicate a student's personal story of their specific voiceover. So by moving projects towards personal reflections and multimedia, we prioritize authentic student voice. So in the library, we can use AI as a brainstorming partners for teachers, but for students, the focus remains on the depth of knowledge. When a student has to design a digital solution, they're engaging in a level that clicking a button just simply can't replace. Okay, strand number 3 was developmental scaffolding. So innovation must be appropriate. And I speak from personal experience here. I taught first grade for 6 years. And when I was completing my master's, I did a seesaw project as our digital hub project. And my students didn't just post work on the website. They actively engaged in a community that they nicknamed our class Facebook page. They would record themselves reading and give positive, constructive feedback to their peers. They would also take pictures of their work samples and post it and talk to each other. And they loved it. And it taught them not only digital citizenship, but it was community building at the age of 6 and 7. And we need to see more of this, where technology facilitates a culture of shared education for even our youngest learners. Creation it's there, but it does have to be heavily scaffolded in K through 2. Building stamina slowly, just like we do with reading stamina. We scaffold that independence in K through 2 in oral and visual artifacts. And then by the time they get to grades 3 through 5, they should be participating in collaborative research and website building. We ensure that technology is a ladder that can grow with them, not a barrier that holds them back and stifles them. Okay, strand 4. This was the biggest barrier that I saw in the needs analysis, and it was time. Teachers, they're overwhelmed. The solution isn't another meeting. It's not something added to the plate. It needs to be a true coaching model, and I want to be their co-pilot. I want to offer time-neutral professional development. I can assist even during their designated library visits. Each homeroom comes for 30 minutes a week, and that doesn't take the time out of their regular schedule. It can just be a quick plug-in to give them a spark of creativity. And because I don't want it to just be for book checkout, I want it to be used for student tutorials where I get the students started on the heavy lifting of a project. And I can handle the technological how-to in the library so that when they go back to the classroom, they can focus on the content and the standards. I can handle the tech launch. They can handle the instruction. This makes innovation sustainable by sharing the load rather than adding one more thing to the teacher's to-do list. I'm here to lower the barrier of entry for teachers who want to try something new, but feel overwhelmed doing it alone. Okay, and then these were a few possibilities that I thought about as a call to action. So to provide clear guidance on our next steps, I've developed a menu of innovation. I've structured these 4 pathways to meet teachers exactly where they are on the confidence gauge. So from session 1, from clicks to creation, I would use the ADDIE method, the ADDIE model, to take a static, regular brick and mortar lesson and with a worksheet and collaboratively redesign into a dynamic creation-based task. And then session 2, digital storytelling in K through 5. I'd like to focus on tools like Book Creator and Canva to show that digital storytelling is a powerful way to narrate not just literature, but a math process, a scientific observation. And moving on, session 3, AI augmented planning. Everyone needs a little bit of cueing on AI, so I'd like to explore how AI can be used as a design partner for them, moving down the ladder, helping them generate rubrics and brainstorm new ideas in seconds, and reclaiming their most precious resource, which is time. And then session 4 would be the innovator incubator. just fun alliteration. This one-on-one coaching would be whether I would go to their room to do a tech launch of a tool, or using their library visits for tutorials, and choosing one low-hanging fruit lesson of the month. And let's partner up. If you are struggling, let me help you with that. We aren't changing the whole curriculum. I would just like to change the output of one learning goal that they'd be struggling with. All right, and then let's see. This is cover once. Okay, so summary of the needs analysis. In summary, my path forward is intentional purpose over tools and apps, creation over clicking and consumption, and coaching over handouts and training. This is a C3 framework. Having students become creators is a powerful formative assessment, and it allows us to see students demonstrating their mastery of standards in real time. The framework bridges our district goals with classroom practices. We don't need more tools. We need to build our capacity to use the tools that we have to support students' voice and choice. Future innovation efforts must focus less on introducing new apps, new websites, and more on teacher building capacity to redesign instruction and make it more creative with student voice. Okay, and those are my references. Before, if I still have a minute, the needs analysis showed us that while we have the technology, the real innovation lies in our instructional choices. And before I take your questions, I wanted to reflect on my identity as a media specialist. I see this position as one of the most uniquely creative roles in the building. I spend my days sparking a creative fire, whether it be in books or technology tools. And I want them to realize that their Chromebook isn't just like another worksheet, another printing press. I want them to see it as a film studio, as a creative tool in their hands. But however, I am acutely aware of the autonomy of teachers. I can't dictate what happens in their classrooms, but I do want to be a gentle nudge to and an inspiration. I want the Media Center to be a safe harbor, a low stakes environment where teachers feel that they can fall forward and try new ideas without any judgment or critique from administration. My needs analysis revealed that the primary challenge is not access, it's confidence and instructional application. And I'm here to provide that bridge through empathy and partnership, and I want to be that safe person that they can come to try new things. And I've put my needs analysis in a QR code down at the bottom if you'd like to read through all the findings that I found. Thank you so much for your time and allowing me to share my journey through this Georgia Southern Ed.S program. I'm Kaylee Hunter, and I'm happy to take any questions that you have.
We have maybe 30 seconds, but for questions. Jaren, do you have something real quick?
I do have a
Or
question, but I really liked your presentation, how structured it is, and I loved how you utilize your needs assessment at
you.
every step of the
yeah,
way. So it was very powerful, and I saw like many important references in there, Agmer, the model, and
I was about to
Dr. Brett.
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty same thing. Yeah, a lot of your references were the Peggy Gertmer stuff was stuff I know about, and it's like kind of classic articles about professional development and things like that. So
Yeah.
good
So
work
good
bringing that
job.
together.
Thank you so much. I apologize for the hiccups.
You're good.
It happens.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.